At some point, while walking the convention floor, or listening to Glenn pray about his speech, or while feeling the immense power that comes when even picking up an empty gun, I realized that I had bought into the lie about gun owners. That is, that gun owners will go to their guns first, that in the face of a little opposition, they would pick up their gun and start shooting recklessly. The people at the NRA convention seemed acutely aware of the power of guns. They didn't point them at people. They didn't joke around with them. They didn't even put their finger near the trigger of a gun, loaded or not. They have already determined the right time to use that ultimate force. They know that God gave us life, as well as the responsibility to defend it. They know, whether it's throwing a rope into rising floodwaters, or hammering the windows of a burning car, or firing a bullet to save a classroom full of children, they know. They know when life and liberty are threatened. God put them in a place, at a time to make a difference, to save a life, to stop evil. Short of that, it's peaceful resistance.
It is not our cold, dead hands that will win this. But as always, when it comes to American victories, it will be our strong backs, our strong will, the ability to adapt and learn. It will be our warm hearts filled with love and charity for all men that will compel us to defend all men's right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Churchill said, "We shall not falter, we shall not fail." I'll tell you that if America fails or falters, the entire world will fall into darkness. So I will add, we cannot falter, we cannot fail. When there is trouble, let us be the first on the scene to help. Let us be the first responder when someone is sick or hungry or frightened. Let us be the first to share our bread with the hungry. Let us be the first to open our hearts to the homeless and the poor. Let us be the first to remove the yoke of injustice. Let us be the first to tell the truth again. I don't know what you will choose. I don't know what America will choose. But for me and my family, I choose to stand with courage. I choose to stand with selflessness. I choose to stand with God. As Lincoln said, with malice toward none and charity toward all, because that's who we really are. Forget what the media says. Forget the names the media calls you. That's who you really are. Our freedom is under attack. Our liberty, our way of life is being legislated out of existence. Our rights are being diminished by a ruling class of power of elites. They're growing out of control. We are in a precarious situation. We are. The hour grows late. We have a government that is now run by radical revolutionaries actively working against the Constitution and the American people. There are politicians in the government, both Democrat and Republican, who still, if they're not involved, still don't even understand what they're dealing with. They are dealing with a different kind of enemy, and they are playing for the stakes of the world. They're not tinkering around the edges anymore. They are going after the very core of America, because they know if you lose the Second Amendment, you certainly lose the First and the Fourth and the Fifth, the right to a grand jury, and the 10th and the 14th and the 19th, and all in the end you'll be left with is the income tax. Maybe if you're lucky, they also still won't quarter any soldiers in your house. I'm not sure. Charlton Heston stood. He stood in 1976 and he said, "Out of my cold, dead hands." He drew the line in the sand. He said, "I will not give up my weapon. I will not comply. I will stand and fight." But we have to define what a fight means. And it must allow us to remain true to who we are.